What is up, Rad Potential YouTube, and welcome to a cooking hot day at the Rad Ranch. So, wanted to actually kind of film some stuff, and then we're going to go back and I'll show you some of that, and then we're going to come back to here and do whatever. So, cut back to me drilling some jets and doing that. Or actually, you know what? Heck with it. We won't even cut back. I'll just refilm it. So, let's shut this off. Alright, so I went through and I did some jetting on the Weber. Obviously, we're doing some work. And I've been trying this whole time to basically like up the idle circuit in order to accommodate for a, we'll say like a tip-in, not really a miss, but a tip-in lean spot, right? So, I figured that this lean spot was part of just not having enough idle fuel, but I was wrong. So, I tried to drill a set of jets from a 60 to like a 72-ish. That's how big the drill bit was. You can see right here, it's a tiny drill bit. Anyways, I broke the drill bit off in the jet because it's tiny. So now I have a jet with no hole. And anyways, what I determined after doing that is that maybe I should look into the function of the emulsion tube and what that does. Now I know I had this F11 emulsion tube on the half bridge, so if you can imagine on that motor there's not a whole lot of air coming in soon. So when I started talking, and my buddy who knows a lot of about these carburetors was like, dude, he's like, you should try changing your emulsion tube down to like something that brings fuel in sooner. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's do that. So I got some emulsion tubes ordered, some F7s. Right now I have F11, so I'm going to bring it down. And basically how the emulsion tube works, I'll do like a quick explanation, and then in the next video I'll show you once I get them swapped in, because we're going to work on this other car here too. But basically how the emulsion tube works is that, does this like look funny to you guys? Because it looks funny on my screen. We'll see it on the computer. Anyways, how the emulsion tube works is you have this deal here with the fuel at the bottom and the air at the top, and then there's holes here and holes up here. The location of these holes basically changes how and when the fuel comes in. So the fuel actually gets drawn up from the bottom, and it goes out here and gets out the thing, and the air comes in from the top and it mixes. So as you like draw more fuel or floor it, the fuel level goes up and down, and your air bleed comes in and mixes. And basically changing the location of these holes changes how soon the fuel comes in or how late the fuel comes in. So like you can get a fuel, like an emulsion tube that looks like this, adding fuel. This is a fuel line, we're just going to say positive, minus. Or you can have an emulsion tube that looks like this, you know, or one that like looks like this. So the F7, so like your F11 is more of a like this kind of emulsion tube, and the F7 is going to be more of a like this kind of emulsion tube. So I'm going to bring the fuel in sooner. Now I will probably have to do some main jetting changes, and for sure some on the main jet circuit, the air bleed changes to help out with the top end, because since the emulsion tube is going to bring the fuel in sooner, we may have to like accommodate for more fuel on the top end, maybe. So I'm gonna get those ordered and we're gonna play with that. But for now, let's throw this carburetor on Will's car and enjoy some footage from going to Cars and Coffee this weekend, yesterday, in the Mouse, because it was super fun. I did some pulls against my buddy Dan in his 240Z. And fortunately, unfortunately, my little lean spot bog thing, I can't really like just roll off a stoplight and take off. So I had to kind of light it up, and I was spinning and whatever, he got me. But his Z is also like fast, head work, the whole deal. It's a good run in 240Z. So with that, I'm going to throw this carburetor on. You guys enjoy this footage, and I'll come back when I'm trying to start it. Good morning from the Rad Ranch. We are getting ready to wake up the entirety of the Fairview Road Valley with starting this car. So, Cars and Coffee Day. Let's see how she runs. So I've got the 65 F9s back in it. so it's going to have a little bit more of a lean spot on transition, but I've decided I'm going to switch to an F7 emulsion tube with the help of some of my other car rotary friends. And it's not your typical one that people run, but it's going to bring the fuel in way sooner, the main jet's way sooner, to give me like an initial punch right there, which should hopefully get rid of that hopefully get rid of my stumble issue. So it's gonna be annoying. It's loud. Oh yeah, it's going up second. See how long my transmission lasts. It doesn't like big high RPM second gear shifts. Alright guys, Will's car, first start. See what she does. Alright guys, so we're not driving this, but we're going to try to roll start it. So let's see how this goes. Nothing. Try third maybe? Nothing. Alright. Looks like this one gets to sit right here for a little bit. Perfect. Oh. All right. Back to the shop. Let's see, we need to, I don't know, we'll figure it out when we get there. It's down here for now. Alright guys, so we're back up at the house. Will's car is currently sitting up the side of the driveway, down towards the end of the driveway by the boneyard of cars, because it wouldn't start. Now, the carburetor's not flooding. It's getting spark on all 4 plugs. The timing hasn't changed since the last time it ran, i.e. the distributor hasn't moved at all. It's locked down. Literally the floats were just sticking on the carburetor, which is why we took it off and had Charles go through it again. Carburetor seems to be functioning perfectly fine, but I have no idea why it will not start. I did deflood it, pulled all the plugs, cranked it over, a bunch of fuel came out, no big deal. I didn't really feel like pouring oil down the carb to try to get it to start, but it's like, it's making mega compression whenever I was cranking it with the plugs out, so I don't know what the heck's going on. I'm going to try to get Charles over here at some point this week and see if he can help me get it started. So it's going to be 2 mildly uneventful videos because the compression tester isn't working. So tomorrow's video you're going to see a failure at that. But Cars and Coffee was great this weekend. Went downtown cruising in the vet a little bit last night. which was fun. Saw some good folks, and went and took the rotary truck and rode bikes this morning. So that was a good time. Down at Chickasaw Trace, they built some new jump lines down there, so went and played around on that. And I'm gonna do some work to these. Hopefully this week. It rained a little bit, so the ground's a little soft. But trying to get these 2 cars done so I can work on my own cars, and I'm trying to get that one sold. So if you know anybody interested, rotary people, I'll cut you a pretty good deal on it. Non-rotary people, sorry about you, because I wanted to go to somebody who's going to care for it. You couldn't recreate this car for what I got in it. Or I guess to say that, said that wrong. You can't recreate this car for what I'm selling it for. So she ain't perfect, but she's cool. So with that, I'll leave you off there. Thanks for watching, and we'll get some cars running this week. We got to get the black one running so Will can take it to his new house. Congratulations. And we'll get the white one running so we can give it back to him, to the owner of the white car. So, and then we're going to play turbos. We got to paint that one. We're good to go. Keep it rad.